Hey YouTube, Kel from On the Bench RC here, and I have a question for you. You ever have projects that are just kind of sitting in boxes or on shelves and just haven't been touched? And then finally, something like a pandemic, for example, pushes you to pull one of these things out? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing today. I had an old project that I had bought. I think it was last year before just at the beginning of the pandemic, and then I just put it away in a box, and I never looked at it again until today. So let me show you what I've got. All right, so here it is, guys. This is an old Cajun Commander airboat. I've never owned an RC airboat or an RC boat, for that matter. I've never owned one. So when I saw this, I jumped on it. The guy only wanted $100 Canadian, which I thought was a really good deal. But that's not to say it doesn't require a little bit of work. So let me just show you what I'm dealing with here. All right, so if you take a look, I've opened it up here. The electronics are pretty much all there. You've got your servo, and you've got your battery tray here. The battery tray actually powers the lights, so you don't actually have to use a separate channel for the lights, so that's kind of neat. The big thing though is that, let me take a look here. This is the ESC that comes with it. It's by Aquacraft. It's a 50 amp brushless ESC. Now, when I was doing research on this last year when I bought it, I had quickly realized that a lot of people were having issues with this ESC even back when it came out, to the point where people were saying that even 5 minutes after buying it and running it on this ESC, this thing would go up in smoke. And the reason being is because it originally, if you take a look, it originally was supposed to be a water-cooled ESC. This is where the nipples would be and the tubes would attach to on both sides. But for some reason, Aquacraft decided to remove them and just call it an air-cooled ESC. And I don't think that really works. You can't just remove features of it and then call it something else. So as a result of that, it didn't cool properly, and so a lot of people were reporting that they would just go up in smoke spontaneously, like I said, 5 minutes afterwards or a week afterwards. So the guy who sold it to me told me that the ESC doesn't work anymore, so it's probably a good idea that I had looked at this. But anyway, so what I'm going to be doing, actually, doing some research. A lot of people use the Hobbywing 10BL60. It's a 60 amp ESC. And I was going to go with that, but then I found this guy. I believe it's a Hobbywing 10BL50. And this ESC was found in a lot of the old Red Cat bashers. So I decided to go with this just because it's a 50 amp just like the old one, and I want to make sure I want to be as close as I can to the original, just because I don't want to overstrain the motor on this. I mean, 60 amps would probably be fine, but I didn't want to chance it. So it's a surface ESC and it's fan cooled, so a lot of people were reporting that with the fan cooled ESCs, then you had no problems with the boat afterwards. So I'm going to give this guy a try. I'm not sure if I'm going to mount it inside or back to where it was. So upon looking at the boat itself, I actually think it's okay. I've been looking for any cracks or any holes in it, and I haven't seen anything here or on the bottom. But I did find on the inside here, if you guys take a look there, there's that crack right in here. Yeah, right there. See, you can see it. So I'm gonna have to seal that up. The thing that I always use is either shoe goo, or I pick this up at our local hardware store, some goop, which is pretty much the same thing. Flexible, clear, and waterproof, most importantly. So I'm gonna put some of this stuff in there, and that should seal it up nicely. And then little things like where these wires, for example, I might put a dab here just to be sure that no water gets in. The thing is, I don't have I don't have a recovery boat, and a lot of people do. Like people who have RC boats, they have recovery boats. But I don't have one, and I don't intend on buying one. And so I want to make sure that this is as sealed as possible, so it doesn't sink to the bottom. Like if it capsizes, that's okay as long as it floats, But who knows? I might end up losing this thing, so this might be the last time you'll ever see this. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this, and hopefully this will work out great. Let's check this servo out. Oh, the servo is actually quite smooth. Actually feels pretty good. So the servo arms seem to be okay. Servo arm should be okay. Rudder arm there. Yeah, I think we're all right. The other issue I'm finding is that this part here that covers all the electronics, it's held together by this clip here. Take a look. There you go. It's held together by that clip. Now normally it has, if you guys look here, it's got those two little holes right there and one right there, and I think there's supposed to be pins that go into them from the back here. So as you can see where they're broken off. I have a feeling they're only made of wood or something like that, so I have to figure out some sort of a solution, even a temporary one, so that the top stays on. One of the things I didn't check out were the lights. They've got LED lights everywhere. So I popped in 2 batteries. Let's see if they work. I mean, at the end of the day, if they don't work, it's not that big a deal to me. I can always... Lights are the last thing that I'm concerned about. Let's see. Oh. Oh, well, they're not burnt out, that's for sure. I don't think they're burnt out. Nope, they're all seem to be working, but there seems to be a loose connection somewhere, because as soon as I touch it, see, it goes out. Alright, so one more thing to check out. Okay, so what I've done is I'll show you. I've plugged in the wires into the motor, and from what I understand, it doesn't really matter where you plug in the wires to the motor if it's a sensorless motor, which in this case it is. So I'm going to plug in the battery, and we'll see if it runs. Okay, battery's plugged in. I have my remote all ready to go. Let's take a look. Hopefully it works. Nope, that's promising. Uh-oh. Huh, I have it backwards. Okay, so let's try this again. I actually had the ESC plugged into the steering, and the steering plugged into where the ESC should be. So when I turned the wheel, it actually turned the ESC. So I promise you I know how to read, but this case I just got a little too excited. So let's try this again. That was promising though. Alright. Okay, looks like we've got some rudder action. The ESC seems to be pretty good. Or sorry, the steering servo seems to be pretty good. Yeah. Now we're going to give it a little bit of throttle, not too much. I don't want it to zip off the table here. There you go. Ooh. Well, good news is the motor works. So it looks like this is back from the dead. Very, very cool. Okay, well, now that I know that everything is working, I'm going to waterproof the receiver. All I'm going to do is I've already kind of started it, take out the backing here, or the screws, and then we're going to waterproof it with some conformal coating. Okay, through the magic of internet television, this is all waterproofed, but because I get super nervous and anal about things, I'm just going to test it one more time to make sure that it runs, and I promise you I will have this properly set up. Again, I just want to make sure, because you never know, like even after something like waterproofing, because you've opened up the receiver, I don't know, maybe you did something, maybe something happened, I have no idea. But turn this on, turn that on. Alright, steering is working just fine. Okay, so I opened up the switch box to the lights, or the switch here, and if you can see right in there, I don't know if you guys can see, hold on, there, it's kind of gross, and I'm not surprised. I mean, if there was a lot of water in the boat, or you know, water just happened to get on the circuitry, then you know, I'm not surprised that it's loose. So what I might do, I have some contact cleaner, and I'm wondering if the contact cleaner will be able to get all that out. If not, I'll try to resolder it, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll have to probably find a new switch. I think I have something lying around somewhere that I can use. Alright, so I'm going to try the contact cleaner solution. This is the stuff I use. I pick it up at, you know, your local hardware store. This one I got from PartSource here in Canada, so all you have to do is just give it a little spray. Actually, what wouldn't be a bad idea, hold on a second. I actually have one of these little plastic brushes for my multi-tool, or for my Dremel. So I pull this out, and then let's spray it again. And then you can use this to kind of work stuff in there, maybe even get some of that stuff out. So yeah, again, the solution that I'm using, or the spray that I'm using, is called QD Electronic Cleaner from CRC. You don't have to use this, as long as it reads that it's safe for delicate electronics, which this would be. Alright, so I actually took the whole cover off, and you can see, even with my cleaning, there's still a lot of rust, especially up here. So let's give the cleaning another try. Let's see what happens. Lost my brush. There it is. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to clean like every single contact that I can find. There's some in there, and then on this side too. I mean, this does look pretty rusted, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, let's give it another go. Let's move this back. Actually, yeah, it's still kind of, yeah, it flickers. I think the cleaning definitely helped, but I think I might just need to resolder. Okay guys, to solve the problem of the cover here missing the pins that go into those holes, you guys can see what I've done. This is a temporary solution. Is put this back on. So what I did is I had some old sticky backed Velcro lying around. So what I did is I just put one piece on the top, if you guys can see that there. And then one piece right, yeah, so one piece right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, I've already done it on this side, if you can see. Just going to take another piece of Velcro and just Velcro it on so it doesn't fly anywhere. So I just do this, just do that, and it's pretty janky. It's really loose, but you know what? For as a temporary solution, I'm happy with that. That's fine. I buttoned everything up, and we're gonna see if it actually works. I've actually never used an airboat before, so from what I understand, you can run it on grass. This isn't the shortest grass, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. So, wish me luck. Cool. Man. Ooh. Seeing a problem already. Yeah. Oh, that could be a problem. Yeah, I'm clipping the wires there. So I think I'm gonna have to pull those wires back a bit. Other than that, it works pretty good. I'm very impressed. Well, there you go. Back from the dead. The old Cajun Commander works just fine with the new ESC and all the other little things I did. I can't wait to get this out on the water. So I'm gonna do another run video, but this time on the water. But for now, I am going to go in my backyard and play with this thing. All right, guys. Till next time. Keep RCing.